Hi, everybody. Tweets here. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's doing okay. I have a few things on my mind. I know it's prayer time Sunday, and I'm just trying to get over being the combination of just being so angry of what happened to our city and how a thing like this could happen. I mean, I've never lived through anything like this before. Um, the fear and the worry if you're going to wake up to even wake up, or if somebody was going to break in your house, the looting, the rioting, if you're going to have a community left. All my main stores that we use in this community are like a half a block away from here. And there's a Walgreens and Dollar Tree and a little department store and restaurants and beauty shops. And uh, during the riots, um, it was neighborhoods were just desolated, burnt, looted to the ground, and I just prayed, and I prayed for everybody's safety and everybody's well-being. Police weren't answering phones. The mayor does not want to admit that even happened. She doesn't want to admit that there was not enough help, that the National Guard should have been out there and there should have been more of them. It was all handled wrong, and she's just defending everything, and, I guess through the grace of God, our community and our neighboring communities were saved through, I should say, vigilante uh, type people. If you're in Chicago, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and that type of thing. And I have to give credit where credit's due. They stopped all the looters from getting into our stores and getting into our neighborhoods at whatever cost it was going to take. And I don't condone hurting anybody innocent getting hurt or anything like that. But somebody had to do something. Now this is all denial in our politics department. Although you can hear all of them begging for help, they were asking the mayor for help, and she was getting very angry at some people and saying that wasn't happening, that there weren't people walking around with AK-47s and protecting your community, that was all bogus, and it wasn't. I witnessed it firsthand in my neighborhood, and I'm sure people all around knows that's the only reason that we had gotten saved. So we have a community, we have our stores, we have it. What would have happened if we didn't? And what if they did started looting or coming in houses, and it could have been God knows what. And I just thankful to the good Lord that we're here. Our community is here and our people are okay. The question of buying a weapon is no longer a question or a thought. It's going to be, it's just going to be. Made me realize, and a lot of you maybe don't believe in guns. Uh, Being a Christian, and I don't think God intended us to stand there and do nothing. Weapons are meant to protect yourself. You have a right to protect yourself. And after what I've seen happen, I would never want to just stand here and watch a bunch of people come in and kill me. Just not going to happen. So, I and many other people, like in Chicago and everywhere else, people are buying weapons and to protect themselves, and I don't blame them. And it's only right if this is going to happen, and the city cannot do what they need to do to protect its people, that you need weapons, and you need to be able to take care of yourselves. So that is my feeling on this, and still bothers me, and I'm trying to let that anger go, how it could happen and why, and why would any politician or any head of the city, and governor just let it happen. Something was better than nothing in the National Guard. Whatever, they didn't want to stir them up any more than they already were. I mean, you're scared to step on people's toes who are ready to kill everybody. I don't understand that logic. So it meant like the heck with you guys. You're all on your own is what it was. So that conclusion of buying a weapon is something I never wanted to think about or do. But after going through all this, and I pray it never happens again, even though they're still out there protesting. I pray another wave of the coronavirus doesn't, because they're all, thousands and thousands are still protesting. Again, the rioting has stopped. There might be some stuff here and there, but most of them are peaceful now. But still, now we have the. Why is that even? I don't know why it's still even allowed during the midst of this pandemic. All I can see is another big wave of it, and it could be a lot worse than what we saw before, because there's thousands of people out there still protesting. So, and they have every right to, but not in the middle of a pandemic. There were orders that we're supposed to be apart and whatever, and these are or mayoral orders, 6 feet apart, masks on. Nobody's following that, and she's not enforcing it. So, you can't go by 2 set of rules, and be scared not to assert yourself. And what your job is as mayor is to do what you say what your orders are, and do it, and not to worry about who's toes you step on or defend, what color race you are, whatever color it is, black, white, brown, red, I don't care. And you got to do what you got to do. There's a certain right and a certain wrong, and a certain time to take action, and a certain time to step back. And during that time was no time to step back and be weak. And that is my opinion on things right now. And these protests going on, for the sake of the coronavirus, need to stop. And it should be enough. Enough is enough. I mean, it's done. And yes, if we haven't gotten it by now, if the police department and reform and change hasn't happened or isn't going to happen after all this, then it never will. And I hate to think that this is all going to happen all over again. So, I pray for everybody in this situation, and I pray for everybody's safety still. And I pray all this just ends, so we don't have to worry about all, dying from the pandemic, because there's how many thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who came through here, and from different states too, and with the white supremacists and the KKKs and everybody who wanted to stir up all the evil of the world were upon us in Chicago, like they were. I'm not saying we weren't the only ones, but anybody and everybody trying to stir up trouble was here. So God help us all, truly. All right. Okay. I'm here to pray for you guys. Here's your prayer card. Leave your prayer requests down below, and I will pray for you. Let me know how your city's doing with all your, your protests and rioting, and if you have riots going on too. And I do pray for Mr. Floyd's family, and that should have never happened. Nobody can deny that. That should never happen. And the police department does need to be a lot more sensitive and retrained, and but will there be change after all this? I don't know. Only time will tell. But I know we can't afford to keep going through these types of things, or we won't have any cities or communities left. All right, everybody. God bless you. God bless your families. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Be at peace. All right, everybody. Love you guys.